Well, hello, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope all is well. We are back for another episode of Rooted in Blackness. I am Emma Ansa.
I am Lisa Vitello. Happy Friday. Today
And we're
we are
about to get started on
yeah,
this conversation.
I
So
mean,
we've
not
had
that
some.
go ahead. Go ahead. Everything we talk about is personal to a certain extent, but this one hit very close to home in present time. So we want to discuss something that we've seen elsewhere, but now we experienced firsthand recently.
Exactly. And what we're talking about is our account being suspended or our YouTube channel being suspended before we even gotten started. I mean, literally, we only had one video up and our channel was terminated. And we were like, what the heck is going on? And apparently we violated guidelines when we only had one channel up or one video up.
There was nothing controversial really that we were talking about, comparably speaking. And as Emma said, literally one channel, we posted it and within hours terminated. And it begs the question I've seen plenty of times on the YouTube channels that I subscribe to, cursing, controversial subject matter, but mostly from content creators who are not melanated. So it got me thinking, and I asked Emma, I said, is this relegated to us? Are these rules relegated to us, or how does this work?
And to your point about the non-melanated, for example, Lily Gaddis, she can be on here being an anti-Black, like certified anti-Black racist, constantly spewing horrible, heinous rhetoric on a daily basis. Even went on in blackface on Halloween with a bonnet and her nails. And I literally so offensive. But she managed to make so much money and be monetized for so long. It wasn't until New Black Media really started talking that she ended up getting demonetized, thank God. But the point of the matter is that why is it that Black people, Black creators, accounts would be suspended up to 50% more, and sometimes without warning, like what we went through. Not once, twice, without
Twice.
warning. So we're going to talk about that. So we're going to start with this, which is Black creators' accounts suspended more than any other race. 50% higher suspension rate for Black creators. 1.3 times more likely to be removed without warning. That happened to us. Twice, I say. 2 times more likely to be flagged as hate speech. When you have, like I just said, people like Lily Gaddis who are on here spewing hate. She's not the only one. I just covered another one who was out here talking about the tragic death of Nolan Wells. And he was on here saying, yeah, we did it. Our people did it. I mean, I'm talking saying and mocking Nolan Wells. And his channel was still up. But do you know what happened to me, Lisa? When I actually posted what he was saying as part of my report, it got taken down. I violated the guidelines. Okay.
Get out of here. Shut the front door. Because I
I
can't.
appealed it and my appeal was denied. Yes. And I was told that that's strike two. If I do it a third time, my whole TikTok account with 20,000 followers will be taken down. This man was saying, I won't even repeat the things he was saying, right? But my account, okay? So that's why I say 2 times more likely to be flagged for hate speech when I'm not the one who was spewing the hate. Okay. So the system is definitely biased. So when you have Black creators, 50% more likely to have their accounts suspended than white creators. And if you look at this graph, it shows account suspension rate by race, 2.4% Black, 1.6% Latino creators, 1.3% Asian creators, 0.9% of the folks. That's it. So we definitely have a problem here. We have a problem.
Well, I think the problem also on the flip side is, as far as content goes, you spoke about TikTok. Remember when TikTok was all about the dances, right?
Yeah.
We created those dances.
Mm-hmm.
We created those dances, and sometimes white content creators would go on to TikTok and do the dances, and they get all the accolades and they'd get all the followers, and the original choreographer would get nothing. So it's twofold for me. It's the theft of our content,
Mm-hmm.
of being honest, and then the retaliation for us wanting to speak on certain subject matter, say certain things that the dominant culture or the powers that be in this situation don't want to hear about and don't want us to have the platform to say. But yet and still, here we are. We keep on posting, we keep on complaining, but at what point do we decide enough is enough and we create a mass exodus of TikTok, YouTube, etc.? When and how does that happen?
And it boils down to us creating our own, because at the end of the day, that's the only way anything will change. The only people that need to change the way they're doing things is us, because this is not going to change. They're not going to turn around and be like, okay, since Black people have now recognized that they're getting shut down 50% more than everybody else, we're going to stop it. It's not going to happen. That's the thing. That's not going to change. There are people who are creating AI bots of Black people to sell their products. And it's some German person behind the whole thing. So not only are they stealing music and everything, they're literally stealing our whole beings and creating these beautiful bots. So that's to tell you. So we'll get into the why. Like, why? Because when I decided to talk about this, people were like, but why do you think that's happening? So let's talk about the why. And here's why the system is failing us. Why is this happening? AI moderation bias. That's the first one. Automated systems misinterpret sarcasm, reclaim terms, or discussions about racism as hateful or abusive. So, example, me using this man's stuff as an asset for my conversation on anti-Black racism, and that was misconstrued as me perpetuating hate when I wasn't the one. I'm now reporting, exposing it for there to be some action against this person. And so that's one of the things that happens to us. So we can be offended, and when we talk about it, we're considered being hateful. Make it make sense. Okay. Then we have mass reporting campaigns. Black creators who speak on race, politics, or social justice are targeted. Coordinated reporting automation often suspends first, questions later. So again, it's, oh, those Black people, here they come. Third one, lack of context. AI struggles to tell the difference between someone promoting hate and someone reporting or condemning hate. So you're not separating the forest from the trees, but I just find it interesting. Once again, when Black people are speaking up, then we're the ones that are perpetuating hate, when we're the ones that are hated on. So, like, I know that human intervention is involved in AI. So it's, the question begs, who are the people that are running these bots and these systems? And clearly it's not a Black person.
Well, even the people running the bots, we've seen that the bots at a certain point will run themselves. They will go and find information that is not necessarily haven't been asked for.
They've been known to be wrong too. Trust me.
They've definitely known to be wrong many, many times.
Yep.
But the whole AI conversation separate that we will have soon enough.
Stay tuned. That's going to be good and very good. Then the fourth one is different treatment, same content. So you got content involving dance, fashion, body positivity, or cultural expression is more likely to be flagged when created by Black users. What a surprise! A Black person can be curvy and wear the same outfit as a non melanated person, and they will say, "Can you tone down your outfit? It's too revealing," or something along those lines. It's like, this is my body. Okay.
Well,
But
that's period. That's across the board. That has nothing to do with bots, YouTube,
no.
TikTok. That is period across the board. We've
Yeah.
seen cases in the news. Even teachers, as an example, I remember a case. This one teacher was wearing a dress, and she had the stereotypical hourglass figure, and she was told she could not wear this dress any longer because it was too revealing. It wasn't short,
Yes.
it wasn't low cut, but she had more curves, perhaps, than her white counterparts. She ended up suing her district, and rightfully so. Our body is the way
Yeah.
our body.
So exactly. But the same goes for when you're creating content and you have this body type. It's flagged when it's created by Black users. Once again, it's like, well, hang on. You've got people that don't look like us that are getting butt BBLs, getting tanned, doing all kinds of lip injections, cheek injections. They're doing everything to look like what is naturally given to us. It's a gift. And their bodies aren't like a Kardashian or, I don't know, Coco, Ice-T's wife. These people are very like, especially using Coco for an example. I mean, at no time, she creates a ton of content. Is she being flagged? But a Black woman can look like that and be creating content, and that Black person would be flagged. So we know that there's biases here, like for sure, right? And then it's unintended buy-ins, real consequences. So these outcomes are often unintentional, but the impact is very real. That we know. And how real is it? Lost income, reduced reach, missed opportunities, damage to growth. And I know for a fact they shadow ban big time when it comes to certain things that even I do. And I know it's being shadow banned.
Well, even
And
I do. And
pardon?
Even that I do on my personal pages, and I have nowhere near the followers because my personal pages are private. But if I post puppies and cats or my grandson, all kinds of views, all kinds of likes, all kinds of comments. I put anything political. And I don't think it's that people aren't watching, it's that they're not seeing it. They're not given access to it.
Yeah, the algorithms, they mess with the algorithms. It's not in there. And you know, us in Canada we're limited to a lot of that we can't see because of the bill. That big beautiful bill, and I say it with so much sarcasm. But yeah, and that doesn't help either. And I know for a fact whenever I cover anything to do with Canada, definitely a lot of shadow banning happens, okay? Because Canada really likes to cover their polite racism.
Yeah, go into that, please. First of all, that big, beautiful bill piece that you just referenced and how that impacts what you produce, and then Canada being polite with their racism. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on both of those points.
Okay, so Bill C-18, I'm going to try to summarize it in like, I don't know, 5 sentences. Basically, perfect. Canada says if you are going to put out news on Google platforms, YouTube, etc., then we should be getting paid. Like we should be getting something. Yes. And so if Meta said, no, we're not paying you nothing. Then they said, well, then we're not going to allow our Canadian, audience or viewers or to see it then. Because if you're not willing to pay us, if Meta's not going to pay us, if Google's not going to pay us, You're not going to see it. We're not going to allow our people to see it. We're not going to have them. And that's why oftentimes when somebody posts something, like you can post something on Facebook and it'll say this content is not available due to this new big beautiful bill. So I can't see it. And
Okay,
even
you
if
have
I
mentioned
post,
that
pardon?
you have mentioned that sometimes
Yes.
you would have posted.
Oh yeah, not more than if I'm going through your page, I see it multiple times and I was like, "Oh, Canada's
Wow.
doing what Canada." Oh yeah, can't see it at all. So that's basically it. It's about money. They're like, "Well, we're entitled to something, right? So if you're not going to pay us, then we're not going to have, you're not going to have access to it." How do I feel about it? I think it's horrible. I personally have to pay monthly for VPN so that I can have access to see certain things. Even on Instagram, I can't even see African Diaspora News Channel's Instagram account unless I use VPN. So I got to use VPN, switch it to the United States, and then I can have access. So I pay $9.99 a month. And also I need that so that I can have access to world news,
Yes.
right? So I need to invest for what I do.
I had no idea. It's funny because last year I met my sister in Vegas, and she lives in Ontario, and she asked if I had VPN, and I'm thinking, why?
Sure. Yeah.
Sure. But now, because for me it was just sports, if I want to see sports. But now this is a whole additional, very important layer.
Yeah. And it's a conversation that even here in Canada, they've been talking about, and the impact of that bill on journalists, on reporters, not having access to certain things. Now, granted, a lot of people say, "Oh, you shouldn't go to social media for news," but the fact of the matter is,
social media for news.
The fact of the matter is, legacy media is starting to become a dying thing. And when I say dying thing,
media is also on social media.
Yes, it is. But even that, like you're hearing real people's stories. You're getting those things from real people who are sharing real experiences. And depending on where they are, we won't have access to it. And it's a lot of things like the platforms I work for. We go against the grain. We are looking for things that you don't see on mainstream media. So it's important for me that I have access to everything, right? So you absolutely should. I agree with you. You should go to social media for certain things. Legacy media like the CNNs and the CTVs and the City TVs, even they are all, like you said, they all have social media platforms because that's where people are going. There's a lot of people aren't sitting and watching CNN, on TV anymore. They're going on YouTube, they're going on Instagram, they're going on Facebook, they're going on TikTok, right? So that's why Canada's like, well, hang on a second. We need to get a little cut. And they're saying, it's not fair to Canadian journalists here. So
how is it decided what you can and cannot see? Is there a method of the madness? Is it arbitrary?
It's literally any platform that covers world news. So if it's something where they're covering pretty much anything in the world, Africa, Caribbean, whatever, like African Diaspora News is across the whole diaspora, I can't see it. Can't see the account at all. So what I've noticed is it's anything that covers world news. Can't see it.
Interesting.
So I think it'll be a good experiment to see the next time you post something and I can't see it. I will ask you what it is, like the next 5 times, to see if it's world news, or if it's something in the United States, like what is it? And I have a feeling it'll probably be along those lines. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Isn't it?
This is fascinating.
Yeah.
I champion Canada a lot these days, but this is a big
thumbs down. Huge.
Big thumbs down.
Huge thumbs down. Huge. And trust me, people here in journalism are not happy about it. In fact, it's a whole conversation that we can have. Definitely have about that. Yes, stay tuned. So now we'll talk about what can Black people do when this happens. And we have already done it. That's why we're here. Hello, because we have done it. But just for anybody else who's going through it, because I know y'all are, and I'm with you. I'm with you. So, what can Black creators do? We did it. Appeal every incorrect action, which is what I always do. I don't always win, but I always do it. Consistent appeals help establish a record and can improve future reviews. Diversify your audience. This for me is okay. So do we gotta compromise here? Don't rely on one platform. Build communities across YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, a newsletter, and your own website. One of the other things they were saying is to, don't only be black, 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 black. Basically,
I was going to say, we don't have proof of this, but rooted in Blackness, our very name probably sent off some red flags.
Oh yes, 100%.
But
because it's like, hate. They're going to be perpetuating hate or biases, right?
It was recommended that we change the name or that create an acronym. And I don't feel like we should have to do that.
No, we shouldn't. But, because we're new and because we're not monetized yet, they don't feel like they have anything.
Watch, subscribe.
Yeah, you got to subscribe and you got to watch and share and like and comment, all of those things. Audience engagement, family. But because we're not there in their minds or whoever's mind, they've got nothing to lose. Now, if we had 1 million subscribers and we were monetized and Google ads were running through, they're earning revenue, right? The YouTube is earning revenue. So they'd be a little more lenient. But now we came on deck, rooted in Blackness. The very first one was about tokenism. They're like, oh, hold on, wait a minute. What we got here, we got another one from New Black Media, because everybody's watching New Black Media. They are, and they know this. So, that's the part that they talk about diversity. Whatevs. This is what this channel's about, okay? Own your audience, collect email addresses through newsletters or memberships so you aren't dependent on any one algorithm. And that's one of the things I learned too. That's why I have a website. That's why I have that channel. But if that channel goes, I got my website, so I agree. Have a web, and I bring a lot of the content over there so that anything happens, I can still create content and it'll go over there, and bye-bye to YouTube, right? Because YouTube is not owned by us, right? They're our boss, essentially. So, and there's guidelines that we have to follow. I just think it's unfair that you're telling us that we are violating guidelines that we haven't even started doing anything to even.
Yes, in our particular case, there were no guidelines to violate because we literally had posted, as you said, one video that, in all honesty, did not even remotely violate any guidelines. It was, again, probably the red flag rooted in Blackness, centering the diaspora. Those are the trigger words that the bots probably picked up on.
100%. They accused us of things, family. We had too many accounts. What are you talking about? Or our channel was created by a bot. No, it wasn't. It's crazy. False accusations on top of everything. Number 4, keep your backups. Save all original videos and maintain copies of your content in cloud storage. Again, just in case that happens, you've got it. Get your website. If you know any developers, shout out to any developers, build your own app so that nobody can tell you what goes on your app. Hey, hello. Any builders, any developers, holla at us. Document everything. Take screenshots of strikes, warnings, analytics, drops, appeal decisions, and correspondence if you notice a pattern. Documentation is valuable. I got to remember to do that.
Yeah, I screenshot everything. So that's really important.
Well, the good news is it stays there. So I can literally go in now and screenshot all of it and have it.
You can, as
Review.
long as you can get into the channel or the account, because
Yeah.
remember, for a certain time, we had no access.
Yes.
And if we never regained access, we wouldn't have been able to take screenshots of all of this important information.
Right. Using TikTok for as an example, while I still have it up, I'm saying it's there, so I can literally go in and get it now and save it. Right. So, and then number 6, review platform policies regularly. That is true. Small changes to community guidelines can affect content about violence, hate speech, or misinformation, even when reporting on the news. That is true. The guidelines are ever changing. I remember 3 years ago, there was so much that you were able to say. Not only that, there are other YouTubians that are on here cussing, drinking, smoking. They're doing it, all kinds of stuff. But depending on your content is how things are watched, right? We are talking about things concerning us. So that's a flag right there. And like you said, rooted in Blackness, centering the diaspora, already there's a microscope. Already the bots are picking up those words. So, but if you're somebody like Tasha K, who's just talking about stuff and some of it's not factual, some is, but it's like, it's not anything of, I'm trying not to be shady and messy, but it's just, for me personally, it's not anything of substance, but there's an audience for that kind of stuff. And she's able to toe the line in a way that doesn't affect, right? So it really depends on the people. But when you're new, we're really watched. So it's super important to pay attention to the community guidelines, and they're ever changing. Work together. Networks of creators amplify each other's content, share experiences, and bring attention to potential moderation issues. So yeah, I mean, I'm on the Dr. Vibe show. We share in a lot of things. We like cross promo each other, come on each other's channels, and we have to continue to do that. We do. New Black media is the thing. It is what everybody is coming to watch. I say it again. So, but I will say this, y'all need to stop that.
Please.
Stop taking us off. We didn't do anything to anybody.
We didn't do anything.
We're not bothering anybody.
Women of substance who are really trying to make an impact within our community and really teach the folks some stuff. So let us be.
Leave us alone. Leave Black people alone.
No, that's something right there. And on that note,
for that one,
I think we've pretty much covered what we wanted to say. We wanted to reach out and let you know why we had some issues being live and posting the last couple of weeks, but we're back on track now and we will be back on schedule. So again, share our posts, share our content, like, subscribe, comment, really participate in this channel so we can grow it and get you that information and those topics that you really want to hear about.
Yes, I echo what Lisa has said. Listen, this is, as I said, New Black media is what it is. And we're here to bring things that you're not seeing anywhere else. So it's original content. It's interesting content. It's things that you're going to learn, and that's what this is about. But it's centering the diaspora through the Black cultural lens. And that's what it's about. So leave us alone. And family, please continue to like, subscribe, and share. Let us bring up our subscriber base and come hang out with us every Friday at 7 p.m. Thank you so much for tuning in. We shall see you on the next one. Until then, please be safe.
Bye, everyone.